Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ready, Eric? Okay. Please take your seats. On behalf of Brigadier General Dixon, Commander, Montana Air National Guard, and the men and the women of the Montana Air National Guard, I welcome you to today's retirement ceremony for Command Chief Master Sergeant Douglas L. Otto, following 30-plus years of honorable service to the United States Air Force. At this time, we would appreciate your turning off all cellular telephones and electronic devices. Today, we're privileged to have several distinguished guests here with us today. Please hold your applause until all names have been called. Mrs. Carrie Otto, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's wife. Mr. Ryan Otto, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's son, and his girlfriend Jasmine Roybal. Airman First Class Eric Otto, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's son, and his girlfriend Rihanna Perkins. Mrs. Ginger Christensen, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's mother-in-law, and her partner, Mr. Elton Wagner. Colonel Thomas, 120th Airlift Wing Commander. Colonel Lincoln, 120th Mission Support Group Commander. Command Chief Master Sergeant Mitchell Brush, New Mexico Senior Enlisted Leader. And close family friends, Mr. and Mrs. Rick and Gayla Mosseth, retired Senior Master Sergeant Dirk Johnson and his wife Tamara, retired Chief Master Sergeant Dale Gunter and his wife Major Jen Gunter. Additionally, we're privileged to have several distinguished guests joining us virtually today. Ms. Taylor Scott, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's daughter from Arizona. Mr. and Mrs. Larry and Bonnie Otto, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's parents from Nebraska. Mrs. Melissa Grovajon, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's sister and her family from Nebraska. Mrs. Andrea Bartruff, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's sister and her family from Texas. Mr. Kurt Otto and family, Chief Master Sergeant Otto's brother and sister-in-law from Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Tech Sergeant Joseph Lanhart.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Simpson will now give the invocation. Since Captain Simpson isn't here, let's just bow our heads quick. Give thanks for this day, Lord, to Chief Otto and his family, all his friends and family that are here to support him, to all the members of the Montana Air National Guard. May they travel home safely to be with their families today. May you continue to give blessings and support to all of us here, Joint Force Headquarters, Red Horse, and the Wing. In your name, Lord, watch over us. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I would now like to introduce today's presiding official, Brigadier General Buell Dixon.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. I don't like these things. I like to come to listen to Joe and everybody sing, but the rest of them I don't like. The rest of it just because we have airmen going out the door, and these are lifelong friends and great airmen that have worked for the wing or the horse or Joint Force Headquarters for a long time. You get to know these people and to see them go. A lot of them we don't see again. Some of them we do, but with Chief Otto, it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure working with you. I haven't worked with you a ton, and I know there's a lot of airmen out there that would like to be here, but due to the COVID, we're limited. And matter of fact, I got some stuff from General Ronick. He wanted to be here as well. He's doing a change of command over in Butte now, so he couldn't make it here. Otto family, Kerry, can't say enough about this guy. He's done wonderful work, just as well as downtown. He's been, his integrity, his leadership, his mentorship even to me has been outstanding, and he's been a great asset to the Montana National Guard. And with the security forces, same way. You can tell the security forces wanted to put this together because normally the wing or the Joint Force Headquarters would put this ceremony together, but security forces has a close tie with Chief, and they wanted to put that together. So
All right, at this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Carrie Otto to come forward. Go stand next to your husband. Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Air Force. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents his Certificate of Recognition to Carrie Otto for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support, which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Given the 7th day of February 2021, signed L. Scott Rice, Lieutenant General, Director of the Air National Guard, and David L. Goldfein, General, United States Air Force. Actually, she's done for just a second here, so yeah, so. At this time, Chief Kelly will say a few words.
Doug, Chief, how are you? Good. Hey, no, I just want to let everybody know and the great contributions that Chief Otto has contributed to the Montana National Guard, Joint Force Headquarters, and the Red Horse and the 120th Airlift Wing. Having been able to serve side by side with you at a national level in as command chiefs, it's been an honor. I will tell every airman out there, every DSG, you have not had a greater advocate for DSGs than you had in Chief Otto. I only hope that I can carry that forward for you, and I'll carry that flame as best I can. So on behalf of the 120 Airlift Wing and the men and airmen of the 120th, I'd like to present, this plaque that we had built for you. And so it does cover all 3 units. And so on behalf of the Montana National Guard, Chief, hang that on the wall. If you feel the need, you can, hit yourself over the head, smack a thumb with it once in a while. But thanks for all you've done for the airmen of the 120th in the Montana Air National Guard, JFHQ, and Red Horse.
All right, at this time, Chief Master Sergeant Nichols will make a presentation on behalf of the 120th Security Forces Squadron. Security Police Badge number H3515 issued to Chief Master Sergeant Douglas L. Otto. As a Security Forces member, Chief Master Sergeant Otto held allegiance to his country, devotion to duty, and personal integrity above all. He wore the shield of authority with dignity and restraint, and promoted by example high standards of conduct, appearance, courtesy, and performance. He sought no favor because of his position. He performed his duties in a firm, courteous, and impartial manner, irrespective of a person's color, race, religion, national origin, or sex. Chief Otto merited the respect of his fellow airmen and all with whom he came in contact. As witnessed by the gathering of friends, relatives, and co-workers, the Security Forces Badge number H3515 is retired from the United States Air Force, effective 3 February 2021, after 30 years of honorable and faithful service. Roy W. Collins, Brigadier General, United States Air Force, Director of Security Forces. Okay, Carrie, you're back on. To all who see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Mrs. Carrie Ann Otto is bestowed upon this day, 7 February 2021, the distinction of being an honorary Security Forces member in testimony of your support and cooperation to the men and women of Security Forces. Roy W. Collins, Brigadier General, United States Air Force, Director of Security Forces. Master Sergeant Frank. On behalf of your many friends and family, we wish to present to you a shadow box, which culminates a military member's career. Enclosed is what is known as a military member's most honored and cherished possession, the United States national flag. The flag which you have so proudly served and so honorably defended. The flag which we honor and serve under is the true emblem of our unity, our thoughts, our power, and purpose as a nation. This particular flag has a certificate which accompanies it. It reads, "This flag of the United States of America was flown over the state capitol in Helena, Montana on 2 February 2021 in honor of Chief Master Sergeant Douglas Otto for exceptional meritorious service while serving in leadership positions spanning over 30 years, culminating as a state command chief for the Montana Air National Guard. Chief Master Sergeant Otto continuously demonstrated dedication, exceptional service, professionalism, technical expertise, and outstanding performance throughout his career. His steadfast integrity, sound judgment, and consummate professionalism earned him the highest level of trust, loyalty, and dedication from those who have worked with him and for him. Upon retirement, Chief Master Sergeant Otto was recognized for distinguished performance of duty that represents exemplary service in the finest traditions of the United States military. Greg Gianforte, Governor. Accept this flag, protect it, guard it, and ever remember that the young men and women who you have trained, guided, and inspired will follow in your footsteps and defend it with equal pride. On this occasion, we consider we have lost a true leader while society has gained a fine citizen. Chief Master Sergeant, good luck and Godspeed. Colonel Morrow, do you want to give the JFHQ?
Chief, it's been a pleasure serving with you all these years and just reflecting on all the great things that you've done for this unit, for our military, for your great support, just even beyond that, just the impact that you have in the community. As was said earlier, what a great job you do for our Girl Scout Sergeant representing them. But not only that, just the citizens, the community, and you're involved in the state of Montana. Your presence goes beyond just the guard team, and you truly have had a tremendous impact on everybody that you come in contact with. So, I know this is a tough day for you, but since it's so bittersweet, you know that it was so good. So with that, the Joint Force Headquarters, we just have to present you with one of our honorary retirement.
No, she'd stand up here. Yep. Lieutenant Colonel Royer and Chief Master Sergeant Retired Gunter.
Come here, Doug. Come stand behind it with us. Help us hold it up. We got a dog for a second.
Chief Otto always brags about how fit he is, so we're going to see how long he can hold this while we talk for just a moment. But there you go. Chief Gunter and I got this for you. Of course, there's significance in the flags. The Montana state flag and the flag of our nation is significant to any guardsman, but for your service in the state and for the nation, not only for the military uniform, but for the law enforcement uniform, you will, is where we want to honor that also. We appreciate everything you've done. There are certificates detailing when we had those flags flown for you. Kerry, I know it's big, so let him build a garage or something like that so he can hang it. But we don't mean to decorate your house for you, but we just want you to know that we appreciate you in a big, big way and everything you've done for us. When I came up here, I was a young captain, and you were a master sergeant. And compliments my tutelage, you've become a chief master sergeant, a command chief at that. And Mitch Brush, you can thank me later. But truly, it's a joke we have about how I made him a chief and helped him get to that position. But he helped me get here today, even today. On my locker, I have a picture of Doug, and it says, "What would Douglas do?" And that hangs in my office. And I look at that honestly. Sometimes I think, what would Doug do? And sometimes I take that advice, and sometimes I do opposite of what Doug would do. It just depends on who's looking. But we really appreciate you very much, Chief. You've been a great mentor and a friend for me, and look forward to seeing you for many years to come.
I met Doug in 1990 when we were both stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base. We started our career. I was 19 years old, I think, and Doug was fresh from Nebraska, and I had just got here from New Mexico. And I look back 30 years now. It's like yesterday. I can remember us in the parking lot. You were driving that S10, and I had an old beat-up GMC, and we'd talk about home and hunting, and we got to be hunting partners for years. And Doug, you've always been such a mentor to me. I feel like you've guided me through my career, through some of the hardest times in my life. You've been there for me, and not only as a mentor, but as a friend and a brother. So I'm really proud of you, and I'm glad I could be here today. Thanks, bro.
So he talked about the running joke of what would Douglas do, and that started back in security forces. He always had a picture of me on his locker or on his desk or wherever, and he carried it over here to the comptroller office. Well, he decided that the other piece that was really fun to do was cut and paste my signature onto different things that were, probably not accurate. Well, when I left security forces, they felt that I needed a framed picture of myself with my own autograph on it. So, in true tradition, sir, you have a picture of me with my autograph on it. Told you. I always warned him this was coming back.
I'll hang it on the wall with pride, Doug.
What? Oh, okay. I can do that. Oh, I gotta keep that. All right. Some flowers for you. I'll say something a little later on when I talk at the end here, but thank you for everything you do and been here for me all this time. And got my back, and my partner in crime taking care of all the things we have to do. So, love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, retired Command Chief Douglas L. Otto. Sir.
So you probably should open it up anyway, but this is from General Ronick and Tracy. There's coordinates on there, and he said he'd let you figure out what that is, but if you really need to know, I could tell you here. So that's from General Ronick. He wishes his best wishes for you and your family, and safe travels, and stay in touch. Any idea? It's the coordinates for security forces center of the building.
All you.
Wow. A little overwhelmed right now. This is a very bittersweet day. I can't even put into words the mixed emotions that I'm feeling right now. First of all, I mean, to think 30 years, over 30 years doing this, that number just doesn't even resonate all the time with me. I look at it, I look back, I can remember when I left Nebraska to go into the Air Force, and never realized where I would go in my pathway. I was at Chief Zumbrin's retirement a couple months back, and he talked about the one thing that we, as we go through our career and do these things, is about you never know what's behind any door, and you have to stay focused and keep moving forward. And it took me a while to figure some of that out, but once I understood the importance of being able to move and try new things, it was probably the most gratifying thing I could have done in my career. It really has been a great ride, and I can't say thank you enough to the men and women that I've served alongside and served as the state command chief. As a drill status guardsman, it is a challenge, but my heart and passion was here to make sure our guardsmen are taken care of and that they had everything that they needed, and we fight to do the right thing for them, because they're the reason the Guard exists. As they come in, they put the uniform on, they go do the job, and they get it done. And then the families take care of them, take care of things while they're gone. And so to me, that's very important. To name, I want to say thanks to so many people, and I know I'd forget somebody, but there are a few people I have to say thank you to. They obviously, there's a special bond. So many people have given me so many things in my career and mentored me along the way. And I didn't get here by myself. It was with everybody else's help. So, General Dixon, thank you for allowing me to serve as your command chief for a period of time there. I appreciate that, and just say thanks for the experience. So it's been great. Colonel Royer, thank you for making me a chief. We joke about it, but you had the faith in me to lead as a chief, and I can't say thank you enough. Appreciate it. To my family, the whole crew, the motley crew sitting here. Ryan, you've been on this ride the longest, and you've been with me since I was active duty, and you've seen all the things that come with it, some good, some not so good. But thank you very much for standing alongside me and seeing what I do and asking questions and wanting to know. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Taylor, who is back home in Arizona now. She had to fly back today, so she was unfortunately not able to be here. But Taylor, I'm hoping you're watching and listening, but I love you. Thank you for the pride that you always show and carry, and you're always bragging about your dad, and it just makes me feel good to know that I've done something right, that you want to brag about that. And then there's Eric, Airman First Class. I had two goals when I was serving, and as I got towards the end of my career, I had two goals that I wanted to see. I wanted to get to 30 years, which I made, and I was hoping and praying that I'd have one of my kids want to do it and join and serve in uniform. And I know Ryan would have liked to, but you know, some things with the shoulders and stuff, we probably wouldn't get in. And Taylor, I don't think ever talked about that, so she wasn't wanting to do it. But Eric, you took that call, and you've answered a calling to be part of the world's greatest military, and to boot, the best Air National Guard unit in the United States. So you're a red horse, red horse guy, a dirt boy, and I'm proud of you. And continue to strive forward and always chase and never be satisfied with anything. Get better, everything you do. And I guarantee your doors will open wide and you'll be able to see a lot of different things and do a lot of fun stuff. Mitch Brush. Mitch and I go a long way back. When I started with Great Falls Police Department in 1995, that was the first face that I ran into. And it was kind of alarming and shocking at the same time. But when I learned that Mitch was also in the Guard, we developed a bond, and he's a brother. He's there. He's always been by my side. He's walked me through some very difficult paths in life. He's had to put a boot in my backside a few times to open my eyes to see things. He was the catalyst that really got me thinking about moving outside of security forces. He basically drugged me along the way, kicking and screaming a little bit. But I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Your friendship, your mentorship, your guidance has been beyond anything I could ever ask for. So to you and Blair, thank you very much. I love you guys so much. Rick, appreciate you being here. Rick's another one of those guys that is a good friend, and I appreciate everything that you have done for me as well. To the Johnsons, very close family friends, and Dirk with that beard, that's, just can't get used to that. But thank you very much for being our friends and being there with us and alongside us as we go through this path. Cooper, you're answering this calling too, and you're following just like your dad did, and can't wait to see where things go for you as you continue on your career. Ginger, my mother-in-law, and Elton, thank you too. You both have been right here alongside me, encouraging me and doing things that I need to do. Elton shares stories from his time back in the Army. It's always fun to talk acronyms and all those things. Nobody else gets it, but to my family that's back home, I'll get to you. You're last. My family back home, obviously everybody traveling, COVID, all that stuff, they just chose to stay put. But my parents and sister should be watching from Nebraska and their family. Mom, I'm hoping you got the flowers. I hope that they made it for you. That's just a thing to say thank you for all that you've done and been there for me. And Dad, there's something going to show up. There's a letter and a card. Inside that card is one of my coins. Never have given you one of those, and I wanted you to have one because that coin stands for and represents those that have exceptional performance and do great things for another person, and you both have done that for me. You taught me the value of hard work and strong work ethic, and that's what got me along the way too, along with everybody's guidance, but the strong work ethic. So I love you guys. Thank you very much. To my sister Melissa, Andrea, and my brother Kurt, listening between Nebraska and Texas, thank you. You've always been one of the group that is called to ask questions of the big brother to find out what's going on. So thank you very much, and I truly appreciate you always trusting me to give the right answer. And to my beautiful wife, Carrie, you're right alongside me on this whole thing, and you're my best friend. You are the person that encourages me to do all the things that I've done. You take care of stuff at the house when I'm not able to be there. And you are magnificent, and I love you so much, and I could have never done any of this without you. So I truly do appreciate that. Gosh. Thank you, everybody. I just can't say enough of that, but I truly appreciate the time that I've had here. And you won't see the last of me because, of course, I work for the police department. I'm sure I'll come up here every now and again. For some reason, I'll be looking for somebody. So, sir, just be aware. Yeah, your chief gets a little out of control sometimes. So, but again, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate this, and have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of Command Chief